Hey guys, and welcome to my new video, Great Games from 2011. Now I want to start off by saying I hope you all had a fantastic 2011 and I hope you all have a great 2012. So 2011 was a very eventful year for gaming. AAA titles coming out left, right and centre, and of course I can only play so many, and this video is only going to involve all the games that I've played, so there won't be any Call of Duties or Skyrim in this video. I apologise for that. So, for those of you who didn't turn the video off after I said that, let's get started. First game we have is a game that came out back in March, Dissidia Duodecim Final Fantasy. Now, this game, I really love this game. Just the original Dissidia with loads more content, all the content from Dissidia, the first Dissidia, slapped into this one. Amazing game, hours of play, hours of content even. Yep, loads of stuff to do. Great action RPG battle system, great story mode, great everything. So if you're a fan of Final Fantasy or the first Dissidia, check this out. Or even if you didn't play the first Dissidia, definitely start with this one because there's no point playing the other one because everything's in here. Next game we have is another PSP game. I think this was the last year for PSP games because this came out back in April I think, and PSP is now a dying breed. I mean, the Vita hasn't even come out yet. And this was one of the last PSP games to ever come out like a year ago. So, but anyway, this game, yeah, just a port of Final Fantasy IV, one of my favourite Final Fantasy games, and it also comes with the After Years. Great package overall. If you're into Final Fantasy or any sprite-based RPGs, brilliant game, definitely one of the best. Now onto a game which I don't own or have access to, but I have played. A friend lent it to me, and I want to say it's just a brilliant game. Portal 2. Now, Portal 2 was a huge improvement over the first Portal. The first Portal only lasted about 2 hours or so, even if you weren't that smart. It was just such a short game. A bit of a tech demo. So what they did with the second game is they chucked in loads more content, loads more ideas, loads of more like puzzling things to do, like with the gel and all sorts of stuff like that. One of the funniest games I have ever played, Portal 2, seriously. The writers are so funny. Stephen Merchant and all the other voice actors. It's just a really great game. The puzzles are brilliant in it. The puzzles are brilliant. The writing's brilliant. The storyline's great. All the characters are great. GLaDOS is back. And yeah, just a really great game overall. I never played the co-op. I wanted to get around to it, just never did. So yeah, brilliant puzzle game from 2011. Next game we have is a game that I don't own, and this is my brother's actually. There'll probably be a few games that you'll see in here that I don't actually own, but I have access to. So Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D for the 3DS, probably the reason most people got a 3DS. And I have to say, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, definitely one of my most favourite games. Absolutely love Legend of Zelda, especially Ocarina of Time, brilliant. And this game is pretty much just exactly the same as the old Ocarina of Time with a new graphics system and in 3D. There's no really other changes, and that's what I love about that's what I like in a remake. Just the same game, maybe a little extra content which this doesn't have. It has a boss battle mode, but aside from that, it's the same thing with a little updated graphics. Sort of in the vein of Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I say. Feels the same, but it's new. And next game we have is one of the most beautiful games I've ever seen, Child of Eden. The spiritual successor to Rez, which was on the Dreamcast, PS2 and Xbox Live Arcade. And yeah, it's a really great imaginative game, different to anything else you probably have seen unless you played Rez. I've played this with the Kinect, where you use your right hand to lock onto targets, and then you fire it to shoot, and then your left hand is the gun type thing where you fire bullets automatically. Really great game. Best thing about this game is the music. Like the music's done really well, and then you can actually alter the music, which whatever you do with your hands will change the music up. It's really really imaginative. Hasn't been done in any game before, and yeah, just a great game overall. I mean, you don't have to have a Kinect, but the Kinect is really fun. I always use it with Kinect. If not, definitely use it with controller. It's still a really fun game. If you want something different, try out Child of Eden. Next game here is El Shaddai. Now, I don't want to say anything bad about this game because, well, this video's great games I played, and this is a great game. Apart from one, the gameplay aspect, but in terms of visual and oral presentation in this game, absolutely spot on, brilliant. One of the best games I've seen, one of the best games I've heard. So this is definitely a great game for the our video games art argument, because this game is pretty much, that's all it is. This game really is just art, and it is brilliant to look at, brilliant to listen to. Definitely, it's cheap now, so check it out perhaps. Xenoblade Chronicles, one of the best RPGs I've played from this generation, definitely, absolutely amazing. Storyline is really great, the characters are definitely great, the combat system's great. Everything about this game, I mean the quests, it's like MMO type quests, like you run around and then people ask you, go do something for them, you go do something for them, you can level up loads of arts and stuff, you get skill trees, there are so many things to do in this game. Unfortunately, I haven't got back to it since that moving scene made me get up and switch the game off. I want to jump back in this game. I've only played about 4 or 5 hours of it because I've been sidetracked from other games, but definitely once I get back to this game I know I'm going to be loving it. I am loving it so far, and definitely want an RPG on any of the 3 new systems. Definitely Xenoblade Chronicles, absolutely amazing. You Americans are missing out on something fantastic. But yeah, you will be getting this game. Well, it kind of serves you right for Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy of old. But yeah, definitely, when this game comes out, you'll have a blast. Rise of Nightmares, one of my favourite Kinect games has come out so far. What I love about this game is it just shows that you can make a sort of regular game on Kinect. There's no limitations just because you don't have a controller. Like, you can move about freely in this game and it works really well. There's actual characters, actual storyline, actual side quests, like there's collectibles and stuff in this game. It's quite a fun horror survival game-ish, kind of some puzzles thrown in there. And another thing I love about this game is there's no tutorials with like the motion controls. Like, it doesn't try and tell you it as if you're really stupid. It just kind of says run, and well, you know how to run, you just run on the spot, and or it will say climb, and then all you do is do a climbing motion. So really loving this game. About halfway through, I think. I'm gonna go back and complete this great Kinect game. If you got a Kinect, this is quite cheap now, I think, so definitely pick it up. Another game that doesn't belong to me, belongs to my brother, and a very, very surprising game, I'd say. Gears of War 3. Now, I liked the previous 2 Gears of Wars. You know, I liked Gears of War 1, I liked Gears of War 2 more, but still, yeah, it was just, I like Gears of War 2. So I kind of didn't have high hopes for this game. I just thought it'd be Gears of War 2 all over again. Yeah, this game's really great. They've put so much more work into the storyline, like huge plot twist in the middle that you really don't see coming, and it does kind of bring a tear to your eye. And not only that, all the new weapons are great. The online modes especially, Beast Mode, so much just arcade fun. And the online is so much improved. I really did like Gears of War 2 online. But this one, it's one of my favourite online games. Probably my favourite online game of the year. So much fun. Definitely one of the best action games I think I've played of all time. Gears of War 3, absolutely brilliant. Brilliant game. Another game that my brother bought, Uncharted 3. Now, when I played Gears of War 3, I didn't have a clue how Uncharted 3 could be, because I really like Gears of War 3 so much. What I kind of thought of this year was the 3 big games to beat would be Gears of War 3 for Xbox, Uncharted 3 for PS3, and Zelda for Wii. So Gears of War 3 was the first of them to come out, and I really didn't have a clue how anything was going to top Gears of War 3. It was so good. And I didn't know how this was going to top Uncharted 2, because I absolutely love Uncharted 2, one of my favourite games from this generation. Brilliant, brilliant game. Somehow, though, I really didn't see how this could, but it did. It did manage to top Uncharted 2. Maybe it was the even more exaggerated set-piece moments. Storyline was improved over Uncharted 2. You go into Drake's past and you just learn a lot more about the character. You learn a lot more about Sully. So yeah, I love all the new characters they put in this game, all the British people, especially Kart. And the antagonists, I think I prefer them to Uncharted 2. I mean, I loved Flynn and Lazarevich, but all the other ones in this game, I don't know, I think I just prefer them. And yeah, everything about this, also the online. I really liked Uncharted 2 online, but this game's kind of borrowed a lot from Call of Duty. I've seen, like, you can upgrade your weapons, you get loads more perks and stuff, and that's not a bad thing. I like Call of Duty Online, and just, yeah, this game's online is much improved over Uncharted 2. I have not tried the co-op yet, but I'm probably going to really enjoy that. So Uncharted 3, best PS3 game, yeah, definitely. You might not prefer it to Uncharted 2, because there's not as much as a leap from this. Like, Uncharted 1 to Uncharted 2 was massive, and yeah, this is kind of Uncharted 2 again, but yeah, with all the improvements, I just think this is a little bit better than Uncharted 2. Definitely my favourite PS3 game, absolutely brilliant. And next we have one of my favourite games of the year, Sonic Generations. I love platforming games. I love old Sonic games as well. Any platforming games, I'm just like a huge fan of platformers in general. And this game, it brought it all back to old Sonic. I bought all the old Sonic games on Xbox Live. Okay, I mean, I wasn't around, kind of. I never had a Mega Drive, but I've managed to play all the games over the years. And this one, yeah, I loved them all, and I love this again. I mean, this is definitely... I mean, I like Sonic the Hedgehog 4, but the old stages in this are definitely what Sonic the Hedgehog 4 should have been. Just classic Sonic gameplay in HD. Absolutely brilliant. And new Sonic gameplay as well. Sonic Colors is amazing, and yeah, just combining both of them was an amazing idea from Sega. Definitely, if they keep making Sonic games like this, Sonic's going to be back on top, no doubt. Talking about platformers, Mario 3D. Ow, absolutely brilliant game. This year, I mean, I know I've missed out on Rayman Origins and the new Kirby game. I really want to buy those games. But yeah, this year is definitely the year for the platformer to come back and kick some ass. Mario 3D, this is such a great game for the 3DS. It's what I see of it. It's a combination of Mario Galaxy and New Super Mario Bros. This game is so great. It's just taken everything from the 2D Mario games, put it all in there, and then just kind of changed it into 3D. So yeah, if you love the 2D Mario games, this is definitely absolutely brilliant. Even the 3D Mario games, whatever Mario game you love, this is one of my favorite, probably in my top 5 Mario games. Yeah, definitely. I mean, the 3D is amazing as well. Best 3D I've ever seen in anything. It adds to the game, like they've put puzzles in 3D. You definitely have to play this game in 3D. This game couldn't have been made on anything but the 3DS. Brilliant platformer, absolutely brilliant Mario game. If you have a 3DS, I'm honestly going to say I don't see how any 3DS game is going to get better than this. And the 3DS has only just come out, so to say something like that really shows how much of an impact this game has had on me. Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. Halo Combat Evolved, one of my favourite first-person shooters, the best Xbox game I'd say. One of my favourite Halo games, and all this game is Halo 1 in HD. So yeah, if you're a fan of the first Halo game, this is just exactly the same as the first Halo game, but with updated graphics. I mean, it feels the exact same, but it's just in HD. That's exactly what you want in a remake. Well, that's exactly what I like about remakes. So, in the same vein as Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time 3D, everything I said about this game pretty much applies to this game. The online is a bit slapped on, like it's Halo Reach Online, with anniversary maps. And I don't know why, but if you play like... I never really played the multiplayer of Halo 1 much, but if you play Anniversary Slayer, everyone just runs around with pistols and kills you. And yeah, I really like playing free-for-all, but if you choose that playlist, that's all you're going to get. So, don't get this for online. Single player though is amazing. And Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Oh, this game is so good. Oh, when this was coming, I've been looking forward to this ever since they announced it. Whenever they announce a new Zelda game, I get excited. And yeah, this game's such an improvement over the others, but keeping all the same old stuff. Like, what they've added in this game is like they've added loads of new cool stuff in this game, like sort of like Wind Waker. Like, you don't have the Hyrule map anymore. That's a bit of a shame. I really like Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess with the Hyrule Field. Didn't really like Wind Waker's Ocean, and this pretty much has Wind Waker's Ocean, but instead of the ocean, you're in the sky. That's probably personal preference. But yeah, everything else about this game is just really great. You can upgrade your weapons now. Like it's not just like claw shots or long shot like Ocarina of Time. You can actually, there's loads of stuff to collect. Like you collect a bunch of bugs, or you can collect different materials and level up all your items. That's a really fun side quest to do. So in this game, Link and Zelda, they live in the sky, and to get to dungeons, you have to go down to the underneath the clouds. And in the overworld now, it's not like the previous Zelda games where you kind of go to a town, do a mission for a couple of people there, and then you gain access to the dungeon. Instead, in this game, the overworld is like a dungeon, so you have to do puzzles and find loads of things in the overworld before you can gain access to the dungeon. That's quite cool. I like it. That's kind of comes down to personal preference, and probably why I prefer Ocarina of Time. But yeah, if you kind of like the dungeons, then yeah, you're gonna love that mechanic about this game. Another thing I love is the goddess cubes. Very fun side quest where there's goddess cubes placed all under the clouds along the overworld, and you have to try and find all of them, and then doing that will gain access to something above the clouds where you can find loads of items. That's really fun side quest. What I don't like about this game is there only are really 4 areas. There's above the clouds, and then there's 3 separate areas below the clouds. And the game's like 50 hours long, so you're going to be going back and forth to the same places quite a lot. But as you progress through the game, they kind of expand. So when you first go down there to do a dungeon, to do the first dungeon in that area, you'll only be able to access a portion of the land down there. So you have to, as you progress through the game, you'll be able to access a lot more of the land. So it doesn't really feel like there's 3 areas, but still, yeah, there are. And that's, I don't know, it feels kind of lackluster. But I do love the story in this game. So many plot twists, so many things that you don't see coming. Yeah, I really love all the characters in this game. You finally have a point to actually looking for Zelda, because right at the beginning you see that they're really great friends, and Link actually has a reason to look for her. All the other characters as well. The antagonist is really interesting, the way he kind of links in with one of the main villains of the Zelda franchise. Probably know what I'm talking about. I'm trying not to give spoilers away. But yeah, everything that happens in the storyline, but with the characters, and yeah, it's just really, really great. Probably the strongest storyline in a Zelda game. Another thing I love about this game is the art style. The art style is it's like Wind Waker mixed with Twilight Princess, and it really works well. Like the characters, their facial expressions. Like the game doesn't have voice acting, but you can see what the characters mean, like just from their facial expressions and the kind of noises they make. Just like when you talk to them, and then they'll either be like roar if they're upset, or they're like ah if they're happy. It really adds to the characters, and the Zelda franchise doesn't need voice acting in my opinion. That will kind of change it a bit too much in the, I don't know, like it would make it newer, but it would less nostalgic. So yeah, to sum up, absolutely brilliant game. Best Wii game of all time? Yes, probably. Well, clearly for the motion controls, they really use the Wii Motion Plus really well. Every weapon or item or anything uses the motion controls, and it does it in its own unique way, and it works really well. So you have a Wii, you have to get this game. You have to get this game if you have a Wii. And last but not least, for Christmas I got Mario 3D Land, and my brother got Mario Kart 7. If you don't think that Mario 3D Land is the best game for the 3DS, this is probably what you think is. This game is... oh, I don't know if it's the best Mario Kart game to date. It probably is. It really is that great. The new mechanics, like the flying and the underwater sections, they all work really well. New weapons, yeah, they're kind of cool. And yeah, the customization in this game is pretty cool as well. I haven't played too much of the single player because it's not my game, but I have played a lot of the online. And the online is so much fun. Like, if you decide to play online, you'll just be sitting in a lobby, and it will keep picking new tracks for you to race on. So you'll probably end up, if you start playing online, you won't be getting off for a really long time. So yeah, so much fun. Probably is my favourite Mario Kart because of the online. And yeah, I really love the Mario Kart game, so loving this game as well. So, thanks for watching my Great Games of 2011 video. As you can see, I did miss out on some big titles. Probably go back and buy them this year maybe if they're cheap. So yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.